You know what it is, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. You know who it is, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. Ode, Maurice, Ode, Maurice.
Maurice, Ode, Maurice, Ode.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo.
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy, black and sturdy. It's the Black and Sturdy podcast with Ode and Maurice.
Hello, hello, hello.
We are back with another episode of the Black and Sturdy podcast, a very special Wednesday episode for Watch Out Wednesdays, where we watch and review a piece of media and we fill you in. So, spoiler alert, we're going to be reviewing the fourth episode?
Yes.
Fourth episode of Netflix's limited run series, Kaleidoscope.
Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler.
Warning to anybody who has not taken a look at Kaleidoscope yet. We are going to be dropping major spoilers for this episode. Definitely going to want to check that out and then tune into us, or just watch us and see how we feel about it.
And
but you have been warned.
Warning.
Hello, White Star James.
Hello
White
there.
Senior James, whichever one it is. All right, so we were watching.
White Senior.
Well, he's gone now, so, but they're gone. We were watching.
They're all gone.
Orange.
Gone. There you go. This episode gives us a backstory for two characters.
One, the FBI agent Nazan, who was in the first or second episode.
Yeah, she was in the second episode, investigating the whereabouts of Ray.
Yes, aka Leo.
AKA Leo.
And we learned in that episode that she had a drug problem.
She's an addict.
And that in this episode, we find out that Ava, who she was questioning, who's Leo's lawyer, reported her saying she was high. And that's like the start of her like storyline.
Yeah, so essentially she got reported as being high, and then she got like reprimanded and suspended, I think.
And then she had to go to like rehab, and
her son was taken away.
Yeah.
Which, as a side note, like the way that before we get the reveal of the son, like she made it seem like this kid was like a baby, like 3 maybe 4 years old. This boy is like 8 or 9.
Yeah, but
he might even be 10.
I feel like your parents are always going to see you as their little baby.
No, if I ever have kids, I'm immediately seeing them as the adults and future adults that they are as soon as they come out of the womb. Just because like you have to have all your food mushed up and mush peas and mush mashed potatoes, like, doesn't mean that you're not gonna be a little motherfucker when you get older.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
You know what you're doing, even if you don't have motor skills or object permanence.
Well, I don't have object permanence, so honestly, you are like a little adult.
Why don't you have object?
It's one of those things that's difficult for me.
Where am I?
Get off of me. So this episode we learned it's more backstory on the different characters and what they're going through. We learned that Nazan is back at work. She's in this what is it, AA or
I was trying
Anonymous.
to figure out what the support group. Well, it looks like it's an FBI agent support group specifically.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Okay, so she's talking about her troubles, about her addiction and losing her child, et cetera, et cetera. And then she finds out that they have a bit of a drop on Ava Mercer, the lawyer that she encountered a few years ago. And it's that one of the bullets at the diamond heist from when the first or second episode when they went to get the diamonds to fund their criminal activity, one of the bullets had Ava's fingerprints on it. Now, I was thinking, was this because of Bob's idiocy where he was like taking too long, or do you think that just the bullets had her because they're her guns.
I think it's because it's her guns. I don't think. I mean, Bob's idiocy plays a big part in this episode, and like a lot of the episodes of the past.
He's an idiot.
But I think it's Ava's fingerprints on the guns. And it's her guns. It's her weapons and stuff. She has a collect. And first off, before we even get into anything, we get a nice shirtless scene of Leo at one point. Him coming out the shower looking like a zaddy.
And I was like, are they, like, you could tell they have some sort of sexual tension, but are they fucking? I don't know. I can't tell.
I think they bone.
I feel like they do, because he was like, he was putting her gun on her holster on her leg and all that in a sexual way. It just, everything that they do feels very sexual.
Yeah, they're heist fuck buddies. That's what they are. Heist. HFBs. A heistuational show.
Yes, that's what it is.
Wait. Situationship? Heistuationship.
Say that 5 times.
Heistuationship. Oh, no. This sounds Nazi-ish.
Oh, that does kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe don't say that.
I'm not going to do that again. That's enough of that.
So, Ava and Leo have their moment where they're talking about the heist, and she's going off to do one of her parts. Mm-hmm. And then we get into Bob.
Yeah, so Bob basically once the diamond heist is over, Ava has to fleece the diamonds in order to fund their operation. But unfortunately, Bob
forces his way in.
He's strong, much like just like a white colonizing man. Strong arms his way into some shit that he has nothing to do with, and he has no part in. And
almost ruins it for them, because he's such an idiot that he can't just come in there, shut up, and be quiet.
You know what? It's almost laughable how unself-aware he is.
He's really the most unself-aware person. Like, he has no mindfulness or belief of like, hey, maybe we should lay low because
he's a big meathead.
We have a serious thing that we're doing here that could get us arrested and put in jail for the rest of our lives.
But now I also know how, like, if ever I am,
doing some crimes
that involve jewelry, I know now where to go in order to get some money. All you have to do is just go to like an antique store.
Well, that's true. And then Bob, of course, steals something from the antique store.
He steals a watch.
Usual.
He's going to bring this whole operation down.
He's a kleptomaniac.
Not Ava, which we'll get into later.
Yes. So Bob, he goes with her. He steals some stuff. Mm-hmm. And then we see he goes to this bar, I guess, to meet with Judy and Stan.
Yes.
They were doing a part of whatever part of the heist they were getting into. They come back, they're jovial, they're laughing, and of course he's in a freaking roid rage because they're laughing with each other, and it's like, oh, you guys want to get some shots for the happy couple. He then assaults Stan.
Yeah, and Stan was ready to fuck him up.
He was ready to go.
Breaks the glass and
ready to knuckle butt.
Hey, listen, like, What is that graph that I've been seeing on Twitter a lot? Like, it's like damn it.
I don't know.
This is what happens when you find out or something like that.
Fucking find out graph?
Yeah, the fucking find out graph. That's what it is.
Bob is going to fuck around and find out. Sorry. Bob is going to fuck around. It's doing the little blinky thing.
All right.
Are we back?
No.
Oh, she's gonna call me again. I know. It's my aunt. Auntie, I'm recording.
We might have to start the live over.
Let's see. Are we good? Are we done?
Technical difficulties
Sorry,
that I'm not gonna edit out of the actual audio podcast.
But yeah. So we know that is we know. Oh God, where was I? Now I got distracted.
Talking about Bob and Stan.
Yeah, okay. Bob and Stan have a little argument. They go on their way, and then of course, we go back to the rest of the team.
Oh wait, don't Bob and Judy immediately like that's all their love is based on. It's based on just carnal sex.
Because
I can't really, you know what? This created a theory within me. Like, I think Stan and Judy are actually still together and, like, dating and are going to set Bob up as the fall guy.
I hope so. I want Bob to die. I do.
I don't necessarily want him to die. I just want him to get caught and, like, go to jail and be with his little other meathead minions in jail, you know?
So he could be the head of the Aryan nation?
He could be the meat minions.
The meat minions? That's what they're going to be called, too.
The minions!
Yeah. And, you know, Bob said something stupid about they were eating, like, ramen or something. And Bob's like, who eats spaghetti with chopsticks? And it's like, first of all, do you even know where spaghetti comes from originally? It's not Italy, and it's from a place where chopsticks are very prominent.
Yes.
But you're such an idiot.
Which is weird because he's fucking Irish, isn't he?
No, he's Australian. He's either Australian or from New Zealand.
He's an Australian bloke. Rubbish bins.
Yes.
Yeah. He's an Aussie.
Koala man.
Yes, koala man. Damo and Darren.
Are Kiwis from New Zealand?
Kiwis are from New Zealand because I used to work at Kiwi Energy, that scam of a company, and they were started in New Zealand.
Well, he's a
bunch of fucking New Zealand assholes.
He's either an Aussie or a Kiwi.
Didn't pay me what I was worth.
Of course they did.
But now
but like the teams get together, they get all the money for the heist. Bob, of course, is looking at it with lustful eyes. And I feel like this adds to the reason why he begins stalking Ava throughout the show.
Yeah.
Ava goes, and so this is an interesting thing. Ava goes to Roger Sales, his office, to talk to him about like buying some. She's buying
some sort of real estate property.
She's wearing this terrible blonde wig. Yes, but you know, it's what happens. She's being incognito, and I thought this whole time that she knew Roger. And that she
had like a personal relationship with Roger. I think she knows of Roger through Leo.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Right. I think that she like had worked with both of them, maybe got them both new identities. Because really, how easy is it to get a new identity? Because she's been throwing them around left and right like hotcakes.
Well, she's like a sketchy lawyer, so she like is familiar with the underworld. She's a regular Better Call Saul in a pantsuit.
Yes, she is. She rents this like office space. We don't know why she wants it or why she needs it. But she gets it, and we know that something's gonna happen there. You know what? Probably why she got it, because they need a way to get into the water system.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose the thread of all the disparate components of the heist.
It's very intricate.
Yeah, it's a very intricate heist, and this lets me know that either this heist will succeed or this heist is
gonna go up in flames.
Like,
there's
so many moving pieces, and you have dumb fuck Bob over here who has to remember all of it.
Yeah,
or at least his portion of it.
And he's not going to remember much because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's also, we find out in this episode, the reason why he was so upset and starting a fight. Well, not the reason, but we know one of the reasons he's so upset at Judy and Stan is I guess he finds out something about his hand, and maybe he won't be able to use it. And he's like, if I can't crack safes, what can I do? Well, I can use my penis. And fuck you a lot, because that's what they end up doing.
Yes, see, and let that be a lesson. God gives you 3 appendages. And if one fails, you can rely on the other.
There we go.
He
also has another hand. It's not like he can't.
Well, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the precise, like, lock picking or safe cracking is really mastered in the dominant hand. You know,
probably that's true.
I can't tell. I wasn't paying attention whether or not he's left or right-handed.
Yeah,
my nephew is left-handed, so
I wish that
I don't trust him. He's sinister.
I wish I was ambidextrous.
Why?
so I could use both my hands to write or whatever. I always wanted to be able to write with my other hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be able to use both of them equally.
Okay.
So the FBI, we fast forward, we find out the FBI calls Ava, which FBI agent Nazan told them not to because she was basically gonna, clown them and they were gonna have to let her go. So she goes to the FBI. They ask her about why her fingerprints were on these guns, and she's like, "Oh, well, I told the police that I'd gotten 2 guns stolen from my home. I own a lot of guns due to the Second Amendment, America." And so basically they have to let her go.
Yeah.
And even though her superiors, Agent Nazan's superiors told her to leave it alone, she, of course, does not.
Yeah.
And she starts to create a plan of how she's going to basically tail Ava. And so she starts stalking.
And you kind of understand where she's coming from because this woman got her son taken away.
Did she? Or did her addiction get her son taken away?
There are plenty of high-functioning addicts out there.
Yeah, but I mean...
only one snitch out there who tattletales and then blows up her whole addiction spot.
This is the thing. Addictions are very difficult to overcome. It's nothing to be ashamed about.
But they're easy to manage.
But you cannot blame someone else for catching you in the addiction and then saying, "Hey, something's going on," because she came there. She was clearly high when she got there, and the woman called her out. It's like, you came here, you weren't paying attention to me, you wanted to not listen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of the steps in all of the 10-step programs is accountability or something. Yeah,
make amends for your behavior, what you did wrong. It's nobody's fault.
Which tells me that she's not taking the steps clearly. She's not doing that at all because she is obsessed with Ava.
She's obsessed.
Yes.
So she starts following her.
So obsessed with me. That might be the next song that I do on the weekend.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Stick around. Come back and listen to us record later this weekend and find out.
Fuck around, find out.
So Ava, after the FBI speak to her, she's like, "Oh shit, we're compromised. I'm gonna get out because I don't want to link anything to you."
Yeah.
Which all sounds great, That's
a very noble thing to do.
Yeah, I will take out my, whatever billions I was supposed to get so that you can continue on without having anything pointing to you. Yeah. Which is all great. But then Agent Nazan is talking to her superiors, and they're not doing what she wants them to do as far as looking into Ava. Cause she's telling them, "I have a hunch. You're not listening to me. She's shady." And so from there, she starts stalking her. She's casing her house. She starts taking pictures. And unfortunately for the team, Idiot Bob goes to Ava's home, which she's never supposed to go to, because why would you, when you are doing criminal activity, you shouldn't be
hanging out with your criminal affiliates at their homes.
Unless it's okay, if we were doing criminal activity, nobody we would do a podcast together.
Yeah.
Of course we'd be together. We're friends. You would normally see us all the time. If there was some random person on the street that I'm doing criminal activity with, you better never come to my home.
Don't come to my house.
Don't call me. Don't go to my job.
In fact,
don't send me any mail.
The reason why I no longer go to her house is because I'm out here doing criminal activity.
Well, thank you.
I'm just out here. I'm no longer allowed at the Odochi homestead because I'm out here fleecing people, scamming people.
You gotta protect yourself.
It was actually me who was stealing credit card information in New Jersey. That's the big twist. Turns out the thief got thieved.
But due to Bob's idiocy, now the agent is able to look him up.
You're right. This wig is terrible.
It's a terrible wig. It makes her look really washed out.
Yeah.
She looks like she's from Twilight. She looks like a vampire from Twilight with this wig. It's terrible.
And her big ass forehead is the only big thing about her. She's got long back scenario. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. The long back scenario.
Anyway, we see them tail her. They go start looking into Bob, and they find out that Bob is married to Judy, that Judy and Stan were once an item.
Yep.
Or at least Judy had come to visit him.
Yeah.
And who does Judy know? Who did Stan know that they all been looking for? Ray, a.k.a. Leo.
Yeah, see? So there we go. Like, Bob ruins the fucking plan just by being himself. And, you know, like, I know that one Audio Slave song, Be Yourself, is all that you can do. But you need to be somebody else.
He does.
Bob
he
needs
a
to
whole
be a
new
better
personality.
person. Be better, Bob.
Be better.
Triple B doesn't stand for Better Business Bureau. It stands for Be Better Bob.
So, like, I was really curious of what was going to happen when they found out, like, that there was a connection between Ava. Like, how was she going to talk this away? And spin the story, because now they have even more reasons to be suspicious.
Yeah. Oh, side note, doesn't there's a black lady who helps counsel the FBI agent. Doesn't she kind of from the side look like the first Aunt Viv?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cousins.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Aunt Div.
Aunt Liv. Aunt Liv was right there.
Yeah, but Aunt Viv and Aunt Div are divas. It's the diva version of Vivian.
All right.
Divian.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a cute name. Divian's not a bad name.
And you're going to name your firstborn Divian.
Who knows?
Divian Eve.
Maybe.
You got to change your last name to Eve.
Yep.
Divian Eve. Hey, it does roll off the tongue.
It does. It's a good
Divian Eve.
It's a good stage name.
Divian Eve.
So okay, now they go. The team is doing their heist thing. They're having meetings.
Just assume that every day before the heist that they're doing their heist thing.
Doing their heist thing. They're talking about stuff. They're trying to figure out.
They're flushing microchips down toilets.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's for a reason. I'm curious. I guess they were putting the microchip in the
It's like a micro camera in order that they can like
see everything.
Get a layout map of the sewage system piping.
Because there's a very intricate plan of blowing up the pipes so that the water, when the hurricane happens, the water will go into the.
Do you think it's worth do you think the $1 billion cut is worth this? Worth doing all this activity?
I mean, $1 billion is enough to live for the rest of your life.
True.
And
the rest of like 3 lifetimes over.
Yeah, like you could have money for you and your generations.
Yeah.
Even with inflation, even with $20 eggs, $1 billion.
You're really upset about these eggs. This is now the second time that you have brought up eggs in so many days.
Eggs should never cost that much. What are they doing to the eggs that they're costing this much? Are they fucking golden goose eggs? It's ridiculous.
These eggs are... Look, man, you can only GMO chicken so many times before eggs start getting short.
Well, if I had $1 billion, it wouldn't matter how much eggs were, because I would just throw them in the bag. Well, not throw them. I would place them gently in my cart.
I thought of something really fucked up.
I don't... Tell me off later.
Okay.
So, as they're going through the plans...
But the key word is eggstistic.
Of course.
Anyhow.
So, all right, they're getting all of their stuff situated. Mm-hmm. And then, what's her name? Ava has this older woman that she is living with. And I was curious. I was like, at first I thought it was her mom. But then we find out that she's a refugee from Argentina that came here because of a genocide that was going on there.
Yeah.
So that's not her mom. We find out later in the episode that it's her nanny.
Yes.
She calls her Titi. And her nanny calls her Little Rabbit in Spanish.
Yes.
Which is super cute.
Yeah. I don't like that everybody on here has some sort of fucking animal name. Like, this is now the second animal name. Rabbit and squirrel.
Well, animals are small and
Bunny,
cute.
Bear, gopher.
It's easy to come up with little names like that for kids.
I'm gonna give my firstborn child the cutesy animal name Capoeira. No.
That is not
capybara. That's
capybara.
Yes.
Capoeira is the Brazilian
is the jiu-jitsu, yeah.
Of dancing
jiu-jitsu, yeah. Eddie Gordo. Yeah, my bad. Capybara is a big ass rodent.
Do you want to know how we know that Bob is an idiot? He tries to kick Ava's puppies, her corgi.
Yeah.
Because they were barking at him because they know how much of an idiot he is.
Eat shit. She says, fuck off, basically. Like, this is how you know Bob's going down. Like, anybody who hates dogs, especially cute pup dogs, they're definitely
How do you hate corgis?
Well, I don't know if
They're cute. They have little butts.
They're
little fuzzy butts, and the way they shake, they're so cute.
All dogs have fuzzy butts.
No, but their butts, they're like low. They have little tiny feet.
I just I think we've reached a point where we have optimized all these dogs that now we're making ridiculous versions of these dogs.
Yeah.
Like we're taking wiener dogs and Labradors and we're saying we want fluffy, low to the ground dogs.
They're so cute.
Get them in there, you know.
Who doesn't want a little fluffy, low to the ground dog?
No.
Although it's like if a mountain lion came, that dog is fucked.
Yeah, that dog can't protect you.
They're going to get eaten.
That dog is a vanity dog, essentially.
Yeah.
Like let that be a lesson to everybody. Corgis are vanity dogs. They cannot protect you. They're not gonna you're gonna end up in a John Wick scenario.
But that dog was just a puppy.
Yeah, but it could have grown up to be I think it was like a basset hound, right? Not a basset hound.
It was or maybe a beagle.
Hound. Yeah, it was some sort of beagle. And beagles at least have a lot of energy. They can run around and bite you.
Yeah.
They get chase. Like corgis can't run.
They just look cute.
Yeah.
So he tries to kick the corgis. Ava yells at him to never come to her home or her neighborhood again. Offers him money, and he wants to talk about getting a bigger cut to stay in the heist. And it's like, sir, you're not giving up possibly $1 billion just for an extra whatever. It was like she sold him $10,000-$20,000 and a hand specialist to get the fuck around her doorway. But that just gives the agent more fuel to the fire. Like we said, she looks into them, she starts connecting all these dots, but then she decides to follow more stalking Ava. She follows her to this nightclub because they were listening to one of her calls and found out she was going to have a secret meeting.
And by the way, didn't they address this kind of shit? This is an abuse of power.
It is for sure.
An extreme abuse of power. Because didn't they address this on an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine where it's just like he was just like, no, the dude is guilty. I gotta stalk him and chase after him and everything like that. And then it turned out the dude wasn't guilty.
I mean, you can't just stalk people and listen to their conversations and think you know what's going on. That's never gonna work. That's why looking at people's phones doesn't help, because you could never know what someone's actually talking about unless you're in the conversation.
Yeah, especially now with this recent iPhone update where now you need the password or the facial ID to get into the hidden section. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Not you. I'm talking about. I went into my own hidden section and it was just like face password. I'm like, oh no, because that's the only reason why I need to borrow anybody's phone.
Yeah, I know. You love that.
I love invading privacy. If you ain't got nothing to hide on your phone, then give me your phone. It don't matter.
Call you Cardi B. So anyway,
leave those pictures out in the open now, and don't put them in the hidden section.
Let them be out so that he can look at them.
Thank you.
So she follows her to this nightclub. And I don't know what type of drug den this was, but it was very high tech because they had the reason what gets the agent caught is that the place had these little scanners that were taking pictures of the people in the party and like putting them on the wall, which is very weird. And I do not want to be in a party where that's happening because I know they're going to inadvertently catch me going like this in the middle of a conversation or laughing.
Yeah.
Which is why when I'm
most likely laughing.
Yeah. And when I'm at a party, I try
God, it's infectious.
Well, I try to look like I'm.
Did I mean infectious or did I mean obnoxious? Which one did I mean?
I try to stay at a party with a perpetual smile on my face because there was one party I went to. It was like an I Spy party, and they took a picture of me. I didn't know. What the fuck is an I Spy party? It was like
from Mad TV.
No.
Black and white spies.
No, it was like a party where you got. It was supposed to be one of those like secret parties where you're supposed to get a password, but then of course everybody in Brooklyn finds out about the party. And so you would go. It was like I Spy, no Wi-Fi, and like DJ Punch Mental would be like doing the music and stuff.
DJ Punch Mental,
that's his name, and all the different DJs, and they would sometimes have cameramen down there, and so you have to have a smile on your face, or you end up looking like you're in the middle of making a weird face, and now that's going to be on their social media for the rest of your life.
I want a Last of Us scenario just so I can see what the DJs are going to do after the world fucking die, after society ends.
Become Nazi cops and be a part of the government.
Even the woman DJs?
Yeah. They're going to be...
How are they going to be cops?
Mixing while
like
they're
they have that.
People.
There's only one DJ that I know who even looks like they're in good shape, and that's DJ Mahogany. Shout out to you, Monique.
Well, they're at this club. The agent's face gets plastered on the walls.
Sure.
Which, of course, is bad for her because she was trying to be covert.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all the craziness, Ava sees her on the walls, runs out, and I feel like, I don't know if someone slipped something into her pocket, but she runs out, chasing after her with a gun, saying, like, put your hands up, and the police are like, get the gun, put the gun down, blah, blah, blah. And they find a, like, I don't know, it looked like a baggie or a napkin with drugs in it. I couldn't tell if someone planted that on her or if she took it. I think it was planted.
Yeah, I think it was planted too. I think that was the whole point of the scene, was to plan it and frame her.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Frame her up.
But then I feel bad for her because she had that happen.
Why do you feel bad
because
for her?
Now she had been talking this whole episode for the first
treating
30
her
minutes
like
of the episode.
The kid is younger than it actually is.
She was talking about seeing her son, and she was so excited because she hasn't been able to see him. She had this whole day planned, and then because of her trying to arrest Ava, she ends up losing the day.
Look, she's a bad parent. Let's just call a spade a spade. She let work get in the way. If she truly loved her kid, if she truly wanted to be with her kid, she wouldn't allow her work to interfere with her being able to see her child.
I mean, she was more so
just call a spade
it wasn't so much as work as it is revenge. Like, you can't, when you're vengeful,
both.
You get yourself in trouble. But one thing we do learn about her backstory is that, so she's Muslim, and she was talking about after 9/11, she wanted to prove to everyone, like, she was such a good student, a good girl and everything. She wanted to prove to her, to the world that she wasn't like one of them, like the terrorists. So she went to the FBI, and she was trying to be perfect, and I'm guessing all of that stress of trying to be perfect backfired, and that's what got her into doing drugs.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe she got addicted to like opioids or Adderall type pills.
Because she was always dazed and confused when we would see her in the earlier episodes.
Hey.
Why?
Dazed and confused. You said it. Well, all right.
So that happened. She loses custody, and then it's like they won't even listen to her about her being on the job. It was just very much like, you're not seeing him anymore. Boom. So due to her fear and rage and vengeance, she does a very mean thing and calls ICE, the Nazi police officers, to come and pick up Ava's nanny, who's like basically her surrogate mother because her parents are dead. Her TT, and she had not gotten her citizenship, which is very interesting. You would have thought she would have, but which is what the police said.
Sometimes sometimes little things like slip through the cracks.
Yeah, but she's a criminal mastermind. I would have thought that would have been like the first thing on her list.
Yeah, her attention to detail is on fucking heists and in the law, not paperwork.
That's true. So she steals her, and that's how we find out.
Although, now that I think about it, why wouldn't she get like a new identity for her TT?
I don't think she needed a new identity. She just needed to get her papers. That could have been easily done. She's been here for a long time.
I mean, if you're throwing out new identities, like, you might as well like get a new identity for an immigrant, right?
Well, I guess, but like
in this country, in America.
But the thing about it is, how would they have been able to? She would have had to find a very specific type of person.
She found one for Leo, and she found one for everybody in the fucking heist.
But she would need to. Her TT does she speak English? We don't know. She's only speaking Spanish. Even when she's yelling at Bob, she's speaking Spanish. So she would have had to find a dead person who was from a Latin America, and it was. I feel like that's just like a needle in a haystack. From her age, that would be like known to her. Like that would be difficult.
Bob is such not a fuckboy, but Bob is the quintessential like big galoot. Yes. You know what I mean? He's just like, he's quick to anger. He's stupid. He fucks everything up, but like he does one sweet thing, and all of a sudden that means like, everything is okay.
The one sweet thing he did was after he
you don't see him
said mean things to Judy and Stan.
You don't see it, but you don't see him when he's alone and when he's by himself. Like, he's such a sweetheart.
A sweetheart alone does not mean you're a sweetheart.
If you're a sweetheart alone and you're not a sweetheart out and about, that means you're a sociopath.
Yeah, basically, that's exactly what he is.
That's why I'm a sweetheart, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm so fucking adorable. Look at me. Yeah. In fact, say nothing if you agree with me.
I have
Fuck you. Fuck out of here.
I have lots to say.
You're not credible.
I'm a credible witness.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You could tell because of all the laughter.
Anyway, they steal her TT, and that's how we find out that Ava is the mole. And now, I don't remember, I feel like last time one of us was talking about thinking, because Ava, we see in the last episode, because that one's like 5 days before the heist. Mm-hmm. We see in the episode that
I remember thinking that Bob is too stupid to be the mole.
Yeah, you said he was too stupid, and I think, oh, you know what? It wasn't while we were talking. It was, I had the thought right after we had finished, and I was like, oh shit, maybe it's Ava, because that's the only person who has ties or that could be connected to law enforcement.
Yeah.
But we realized Ava has struck a deal with the FBI because she wants to get her TT out of ICE and not have her deported back to a country where she hadn't been in like decades.
Yeah.
Which is, a really shitty thing to do. And I don't blame her. But I do think she should have, in these situations, I feel like you should tell, like, the heist leader and be like, hey, this is what's going on.
This is what's happening.
How can we, like, do a red herring, do some subterfuge, get things back on track?
Like they did on The Shield, where Lem went to the guys and was just like, yo, I'm wearing a wire.
Yes,
like, they've got me on heroin charges. Like,
yes.
I don't know what to do. I'm just letting you guys know that I'm not a traitor. And then you get a fucking grenade to the face.
Well, all good deeds.
Go punished.
Yes. So that was, I mean, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out. If she's going to say anything, if like, and I'm guessing they know, because we know in the few episodes prior, the FBI was like, oh, it's going down today or whatever. So we know that they're going to find out. It's just like, how much are they going to find out? And did she like lie to them?
Maybe there's now a new heist to get her out of ice. An ice heist.
An ice heist?
Ice heist.
Ice
heist, baby. Ice heist, baby. If we name these episodes, that's what it would be called.
Ice
but we don't.
Heist, baby.
Ice heist, baby.
Ice heist, baby.
Yeah.
Oh. Ice heist, baby.
Dun, 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 dun. Ice heist, baby. But we don't. We name them. Watch out now. 64.5 Kaleidoscope.
The name.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Start talking and then take a big drink.
Sorry. Okay, so here are the things we know.
Yes.
The FBI agent is free and clear of her addiction and now is on to Ava.
Yes.
She has all the information about them and she's plotting their downfall.
Yes. She doesn't know about every single member because I don't think she knows about the
young guy, RJ.
RJ, yeah.
Yeah. Bob is angry because he has nerve damage.
Yes.
To his hand because he was an idiot.
Yes.
And couldn't leave well enough alone and ended up getting his hand shot.
Well, at least he doesn't have nerve damage to his penis.
Well, not yet.
But knowing her, it probably might have turd damage.
Why? I don't understand. Why? So
I'm so immature.
That's a thing. Ava is the mole, and also is.
I think Ava is gonna fill Ray in on what's going on.
I hope so.
And then they might. I don't know if they're gonna do an ice heist, but like maybe make some sort of detour.
I feel like they're gonna have a decoy building. Or a decoy portion of where they're going.
Maybe that's how they get Bob caught up. Like
I hope so.
Because I have an idea. They don't. Stan learns what he needs to learn from Bob about how to crack the safe.
Yes.
So then Bob doesn't know all. They won't need him.
That's what I want to happen because I hate Bob. He's extremely annoying. He's frustrating. He doesn't add anything but annoyance to the episodes.
He's a wild card.
He's a wild card.
You never need a fucking wild card in any group.
I want to know what everyone's going to be doing.
This one right here, you're a fucking wild card.
I am not a wild
Yes, you are a fucking wild card. You add, like, unnecessary chaos wherever you go.
I add just the right
amount of joy. Yeah, I enjoy. No, you're chaotic. You're chaotic.
I'm a chaotic neutral.
That's not better.
I'm a chaotic good.
That's not better evil. I mean, that's not better either. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're still chaos incarnate. I'm truly chaotic neutral.
What?
Yeah, I am.
Anyway, that was the episode. And the FBI agent and her partner finally have sex. He's been trying to fuck her the whole episode. And she was like, no, we're not supposed to. We're in recovery. But after she gets...
Apparently, that's a big thing in, like, the addict community. Like, we're not the addict... Yeah, the addict community. Of any addiction where, like... You're not supposed to be having sex, but... A lot of them end up doing
you're not
that
supposed to be doing it for some time till you can assure that you're not going to be moving one addiction to the other, that your brain's not going to be clouded by all those endorphins.
Yeah.
And you won't be making bad decisions.
Yes.
But clearly, she didn't listen. So, is she going to be hyped up on the blow next episode? Who knows? Who knows? Hello, Chisholm. So, okay, what are your main takeaways from this episode of Kaleidoscope?
I'm about getting fed up with Kaleidoscope, quite frankly. Like all of these hey, what up? How you doing? We're talking about Kaleidoscope on Netflix, and my patience is wearing thin. Like we have what seems like 3 more episodes until we get to the actual fucking heist, and I think next week is 24 years before the heist or some shit like that. And I need to we need to get through these as soon as possible. Well, this is why
it's a limited series, because they would know that people are not going to be sitting here.
And also they run out of colors.
Yes, a lot of, you could be have a
indigo
and chartreuse,
cyan. What are the printer colors? Cyan, magenta, and yellow.
They have a bunch.
Yeah. Anyhow.
How many snurds do you give this episode?
I'm giving it 6.
Why
6 out of 10. Because I have no interest in this fucking FBI agent in this FBI storyline. Like, oh, she's a bad parent. I'm not supposed to be rooting for this motherfucker.
Oh, Chisholm said that they watched the Kaleidoscope in the order of the events for sanity purposes.
And I think that's the best way to do that. I think once we finish out going this way, we're going to go back and we're going to watch it in order of the timeline.
Yeah.
And actually makes fucking sense of all of this shit.
Yeah, because right now, jumping around.
There's a lot of jumping around. There's a lot of like mysterious elements. Like people are using pronouns. They're just like, oh, let's go find him. Let's go talk to her. And it's like, who is him? Who the fuck is her? Like, it's driving me insane.
I kind of like these episodes with the backstory. I will say that I'm going to give the show, I will give it like a 7.5. A 7.5 out of 10 snurd.
That's just passing. That's
7.5.
That's a C.
I'm going to say that I like learning more about Ava and her background, because we don't really get to see her outside of being like.
All we learn about Ava is that she's got a mom complex.
No, but we also know that she's a refugee, that she survived a genocide, her family's all dead. Like, I feel like we're learning more about her, and really kind of everyone. Like, we're learning more about the back end, which I think is important. But I will say I'm looking forward to watching it. From what I think, Violet might be the longest back, because that's 24 years.
Yeah.
I want to watch it. We're going to watch it from Violet all the way to the start of the heist, or till the heist happens, or after the heist, so that we can really be able to see the whole story in a linear way and not have all this mystery popping off.
So are we going to watch all of this and then the heist? Are we going to watch all this in order and then the heist? Or are we going to watch all of this, the heist, and then go back and watch it in order? No, we're going to watch all of it
in order and then wait for the heist as the last thing.
Okay, then. All right.
But I'm looking forward to it because I feel like the episodes are building up the suspense. And honestly, even though I just
want to see the heist at this point,
I don't care that much about Agent Nazan, but everybody they needed to have like a villain who was going to be the person who's like
get these fucking parentheses out of here. Like, she is a villain. She's an actual villain. She's a drug addict, a recovering drug addict. She's a bad fucking parent. Okay. Yes, this is Maurice going on record as saying this FBI pig of a fucking recovering drug addict is a fucking bad parent. She's a trash character. I have no fucking. Oh, she had sex with a fucking Topher Grace looking ass motherfucker. He looks like Jim Halpert from The Office. All right, like I don't care. She got a fucking poor ass TT locked up.
No, she's a terrible person.
On by ICE, which is the worst.
They needed to have an antagonist but that's not just Roger, because he's only Leo's really antagonist. She's the antagonist for everybody. So I'm curious to see how things play out. I'm looking forward to Violet, because that's when we're finally going to find out why is Leo Ray so mad at Roger, or what's his real name? Jeremy something?
I forget. Whatever it is. I wrote
Everybody
it down.
has a million names. Everyone has a million aliases. It's too much.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10, because it's the backstory that's going to show us how we get we're keying clues together. But the next episode, I really hope that if that's just going to be a backstory, let it just be backstory. Don't go forward. I don't want to see anyone in the present time. I just want to know what happened with Leo and Roger so we can get that over with. Because at this point, just knowing that he's a bad guy is not enough. I want to know what happened. What happened between him and your ex-wife and your child and all these things so we can move forward.
I really do think that episode of Rick and Morty ruined my enjoyment of heists. Like, because now every heist that I see, I'm like, okay, there's the double cross, there's the mole, there's the wild card, there's the police agency that's after them, and somebody says, I want in, or I'm back in. And she said it at the end of this episode, like, I'm back in. Like, and I'm just like, if you don't...
I would have been like, ma'am, why?
I would be suspicious.
Didn't you
I would be suspicious as fuck.
Leaving for
you didn't want to compromise, reason? So what changed? What changed now?
Because I feel like those were questions that needed to be answered. You know?
That's the TT, right?
Yeah. They got her back.
Okay, they got her back, but like, so get her a new identity and fucking
send her off somewhere.
Disappear her back to fucking Connecticut or something like that.
They need to put her somewhere else.
Yeah, like somewhere in the middle
that no one's gonna
in the middle of Wyoming.
Yes. Oh God, Wyoming. At least put her somewhere warm. Put her in Texas.
Yeah, somewhere where they're not gonna go. Alaska or something. Like,
no, so she's supposed to live her life out in the freezing cold.
Hell yeah.
She's supposed to be with fucking cows or penguins.
Does she want to go back to Genocide Valley?
Not Genocide Valley.
I don't remember where she. Did she say Argentina?
Argentina.
Okay. I keep wanting to say.
Argentina.
I keep wanting to say Armenian.
Armenia.
Armenia.
Well, that would have been
because of the genocide.
Yeah. Well, lots of places have had genocide.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry that they don't have the market on genocide. Sorry.
I mean, there's lots of genocides have happened all over the world.
Genocides all over the world.
Okay, so next episode, we are watching Violet.
Yes.
So next Wednesday, tune in for that. And hopefully it'll be going off better than this.
Wow, way to drive it home.
Yeah, better than this.
All right, so see y'all later, and we will be back next week, baby.
We'll be back. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD THATSOD.E, and on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.